in this component here, there's now something wrong with it that's going to be producing some errors and is no longer supported in Next.js 15. And if you're familiar with the breaking changes of Next.js 15, you're going to kind of see this right away that this line of code is actually incorrect. And if I open up the terminal here, what you're going to see is that error at this route /post/ this dynamic ID. I try to use params.id, but params should be awaited before using its property. And then it kind of shows me this location in the docs. So if we go to the docs, what you're going to see is that in Next.js 15, the async request APIs are going to have a breaking change. So as it says here, previously synchronous dynamic APIs that rely on runtime information are now asynchronous. So this is going to be when you're using cookies, headers, draft mode, using the params like what we are right here, trying to use the params in layouts, pages, routes, default.js, open graph, Twitter icon, Apple icon, and then also when using search params. All of these are going to be asynchronous now instead of just synchronous. Now, Next.js does give you a code mod to do this, which effectively means that you can run a command that is going to automate the process of this, but there probably are going to be maybe some situations to where that doesn't work. So you might have to go through and manually do some of it, but I would maybe give this a go first, depending on your application and your context. As you can see, we're not going to go through every single example of this because it is pretty straightforward, but effectively before this change, you would use cookies like so. You would just call it, it would be synchronous, but now you're going to have to await that call. Same deal when you're using headers. It used to be synchronous, but now you can await it. Same thing with draft mode here, and so on and so forth. I don't think we need to necessarily go through every single example. Now, for now, it is just going to throw a warning in the console like what it does here. But in the future, I think this is going to cause a actual breakage to your app. So you're not going to actually render your page, because right now, if we look at my web page that's running right here, you can see I can refresh it, everything, it still works here. So basically I have a dynamic route to where I click on a post, it makes a request based on this param here in the URL. So it still works here, but you're going to see this error for now. And I think they're going to make it an actual like break in the future, and it's not going to actually render your page. So how can I fix this in my code here? Well, all we need to do here is we need to make sure to await the params here first. And then if I refresh my page and I check my terminal, I see now that this error has gone away and I'm no longer getting this error. So effectively, for these kind of various dynamic APIs in your application, you just now in Next.js 15 need to make sure to await them before using them. So they went from synchronous to asynchronous, and just make sure you're aware of the code mod that is available to you that you can view right here. So it's going to be at this URL. You can see the code mod that is going to kind of help you with some of this, but you also might need to do some of these migrations on your own. So just a quick video in case you were seeing this warning in your console. And, I know it can be tough to kind of stay up to date on all the libraries with all the different things that you might be using in your application. So hope this helps, and I will see you in that next one.